Right, let's dive on into some Standard today. Hopefully today's a little bit less rough than Monday when we played Standard. It was a little bit of a rough set. Today we're kicking off with a Sweet Brew, so hopefully it's good. We've got Lucky Clover here in a Temur shell. So we've got Edgewall Innkeeper and then a slew of different adventure creatures. Almost the entirety of the sideboard of this deck is cards to fetch up with Fae of Wishes. So basically our card advantage engine in this kind of mid-rangey deck is Lucky Clover plus Fae of Wishes to get a lot of cards out of our board. And then we've got kind of a cheeky pseudo combo kill on the sideboard with Beanstalk Giant paired with Fling. So it's kind of fun. Let's go ahead and dive on into some match with this one and see how it goes. After this one today, we've got a pair of Abzan decks. This is similar to a deck we played against in Historic yesterday, yes. Azumael, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is that 27 lands? I have no idea. What does the Stream Decker say? Stream Decker says yes, 27 lands. This hand's great. Go this, into this, hopefully. Hit our third land guaranteed, so that's great. Even if this dies, Lucky Clover lets these generate card advantage, which is great. Wouldn't be too surprised these get stomped. Huh? So do I think I just Lucky Clover here and I give them a draw, because with Lucky Clover, what I get to do is I get to play this land, get 2 lands with this, and then double Bonecrusher next turn, which is great. I had to sit through the whole ad roll because it wouldn't let me resub on mobile when it tilt. Okay, so I assume we're losing Bonecrusher Giant here then. That's a bit of a punish. Main deck drill bit is sweet. Brutal. We're going to take a lot of damage very quickly from these menacing threats. Well, we've got some tracks of land. Hopefully, if we're really lucky, we'll draw Bonecrusher Giant here. Or Brazen Borrower. So the reason, that's pretty punishing. The reason why I got green, red, blue here was because it allowed me to Brazen Borrower or Bonecrusher Giant off of these draws. So hitting the only card in our deck that doesn't get cast off of those feels bad. Bezos is the best burrito filling. Thanks for the continued Prime support, Arc. Welcome back. Taking 6 here. Really need a Brazen Borrower or a what's it called? I think I just start with this. Get a green. Get a red in case I get really lucky and draw 2. Sick. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's send both of these back to where they came from. I guess I'm technically dead to an Embercleave here with this line. Alright, what's in our sideboard here that could be useful? There's a Pulse of Murasa in the sideboard. That could gain us some life. Wow, is there really no sweeper in my sideboard? Oh, there's a Chandra Awakened Inferno. Can I cast that? I have 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to shock in to cast that? That seems really gross. There's no Flame Sweep in my board. Oh, I can Pulse of Murasa back the Bonecrusher Giant. If I do this, that's 2, and then 3, and then 1. So I don't have enough mana. Okay, so let's do this. So this doubles it. We get Pulse of Murasa, and then we get Planewide Celebration. Okay, and then we Pulse of Murasa back the Bonecrusher Giant. So one thing I'd really discourage people from doing that I really hate whenever we play random off-meta decks here is someone in chat said there's a Flame Sweep in the stock list. Pretending that what we're doing is like an established archetype that's put up results. Link me a major Magic tournament where this archetype has put up a result if you're going to try and tell me there's a stock list. I'll wait. People are just so desperate to like pigeonhole everything into like random spots that like are already there that like all right, maybe there is a Fling in the board. There is a Fling in the board. All right, so next turn I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's and Escape the Wilds. I could escape and then find a borrower. That's very true. Oh, that's real good. I found a Fae of Wishes too. Thanks for the 716. That was great. That was great. We played the third Lucky before the Brazen Borrower. No, because I don't want 4 copies. I mean, MTG Top 8 and Goldfish largely pull from the same data sources. So, like, bickering over the details there doesn't really make sense. I think I want a bunch of Aether Gust, right? Seems good. I'm going to trim the Henge. I'm going to trim a Growth Spiral. I'm going to trim and Escape the Wilds. Seems good. Will the opponent scoop premature? Nah, I don't think so at all. We were going to put a bunch more lands into play. We were going to bounce their entire board. We were going to deploy some giants. They were. We were appropriately in garbage time there, I think. All right, I don't know if this deck's good, but that first match was great. That was super impressive. Soul Flare was great. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, this build is more aggressively slanted, which could explain the lack of a Flame Sweep. Like, the fact that our deck is playing more cheap creatures makes Flame Sweep worse on average. Fan, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Now, if you pay attention, there's no 3-color card borders as stocks. If you look at Magic cards, 3-color card borders are just like gold mush, basically. Was the OP dead to Giant Fling next turn? I have no idea. Probably. That's a great draw. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Yep, in for that. Gutter Bones is an interesting inclusion in Knights. I'm just gonna go ahead and stomp this Knight of the Ebon Legion now, rather than playing the Lucky Clover. Probably gonna be a little bit too slow here. Need a Bonecrusher Giant or a Brazen Borrower. If we hit one of those, Beanstalk doubled into that doubled could be good. The curve of Clover into Beanstalk into a second doubled adventure card is really strong. Probably dead. Yeah. Maybe had a shot if they couldn't kill our Clover. Do you ever feel like some people pay you some dollars to argue with you over trivial things? Nah, not really. Because if people are actually like taking a stance on something trivial that's annoying, I time them out still. I understand that removing one undesirable type of person that gives me $5 probably makes me more than their $5 because other people stick around who don't want to put up with people being annoying. I think that's something a lot of newer content creators don't understand. By like sitting there and taking crap from people that are annoying, like you cost yourself viewers basically. A lot of people just like silently leave. I keep this. I'm gonna get rid of Bonecrusher Giant. In. If I knew that was on top, I'd keep the other Giant and ditch the Borrower, but it is what it is. Alright, how dead's my Innkeeper? Even if the Innkeeper dies, it's have like a 5/5 next turn. Like, send me up. Easy block. Get your drill bit out of here. I think I'm still just playing this out. 5/5s that block are great. What's our best draw here? Like second Lovestruck Beast, that way we can like make a 1/1. It doesn't really matter, right? And just block it in combat. This gets a cantrip now, which is nice. Oh, they don't know about this Aether Gust. I guess they know about the Borrower, though. So, like, if they're playing here, just like, this hits this and, like, Bonecrusher finish it. I mean, if they have Cleave, they know I have Borrower, can bounce the Cleave. So, like, Cleave's not very good here. Yeah, like, this plays real bad. Bye, Felicia. So, like, they lost tempo. And I gained card advantage. Yeah. Yeah, I think they didn't think through what the Borrower meant. Pivot. Pivot. Dead Dan, thanks for the brand new Prime Sport. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I appreciate shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Yes, links are enabled in chat. Rules on links are very straightforward. Act like an adult, you'll be treated like an adult. That's super unfortunate. I liked my Aether Gust. Curritin, thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they were going to cleave up the knight. We're just going to get to Gusto. I'd like to draw a Bonecrusher Giant or a Brazen Borrower here. How about another land? Another land's pretty good. God, if we had a shock there, it would have just destroyed them. My opponent should have blocked with this before pumping, because if I drew Bonecrusher Giant there, I would have gotten to kill their thing in response to the trigger, and then they would have taken 5. Whereas if they block first and then pump, if I kill it in response to the trigger, they still have blocked, and my 5/5 doesn't hit them. And that is a great example of how to give feedback on my opponent's plays. You explain why it's wrong and how they could do it better. Even a Giant would be a good draw at this point, because we can just, like, cast it as a 7/7 for 7 and draw a card. We're dead if we brick again, huh? Magic's fun. Magic's fun. Feels magic, man. That is true. And that is a big difference between, like, this build and Dupree's build from the Mythic Championship. Is, like, Dupree's build is playing Hydroid Crisis instead of Lovestruck Beast. And is playing more ramp instead of the Innkeeper. So it has a little bit more to do with its mana as the games go longer. Were you going to eat that? I'd like to. I'm just going to go ahead and thanks. Appreciate you. Let me help myself. Brazen Borrower's a hungry boy, chat. Gobble, gobble. Why does he cry? Did anybody get it? What am I missing? Why does he cry? Mods cannot time themselves out or each other out. If you ever see a mod get timed out, I did it. Only the channel owner can time out mods. Yes, mods also lose mod status when they get timed out, is accurate. Go grab an island here. I think we're gonna cook the goose as well. Get a little stompy over here. That's true. If you're ever a mod and you get yourself timed out, you get what you deserve when the rest of the mods come and beat you up afterwards. I ain't protecting you. When a mod gets timed out, it's like a triple timeout for them usually. What was the record with the Soul Flare deck? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Lovestruck Beast is like pretty unimpressive so far. Just like it's really bad against these cat decks, huh? Honestly, I think Adventure might be my pick for like best mechanic ever in Magic. It's really, really good. Enjoy it a lot. Are all bans permanent? Thanks for 11 months, Type 2 Def. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't know that we're going to beat this Witch's Oven. If someone sends me a reasonable message apologizing for whatever they did to get banned, I usually unban them. Unless it was something especially heinous, like taking a firm stance defending Todd Stevens, then they can stay gone. Because their deck gains a bunch of life for Nash. And I really didn't want them to like I risk them attacking me back here is real. And the problem here is, like, I just can't really get an aggressive start here, or aggressive, like, foothold in this game against, like, my opponent's Cat Oven deck, right? Like, this card just, like, blocks forever, and, like, with Trail of Crumbs out, too, they're, like, gonna gain a bunch of life as well. Okay, we're just getting casualtied again. It's brutal. At least we have 27 lands, I guess. I feel like we're solidly in can't win territory. This feels real helpless. There's like drawing infinite cards, gaining a bunch of life. Should this deck just have Embercleave in it? Is there a reason we don't have Embercleave in our deck? Like, we have a ton of giant things, right? Like, literally ton of giant things. I don't know what I'm cutting, but we're gonna fit some Embercleaves in here. Yeah, Cleave is just, like, good on every threat we have. Fling is cooler than Cleave. Yeah, you can main deck Cleave, though. Like, the one of Growth Spiral can go, and something else can go. Yeah, we're just super dead. We can never win from this position. Yes, like, how would I fit Cleave in here? Just, like, cut this Growth Spiral, cut this Great Henge, put 2 Cleaves in. Like, the changes in this deck to, like, play these cards make it a little bit more aggressively slanted. So, like, taking these cards out and being more aggressively slanted sounds really appealing. I just click submit here. I'm actually going to concede and put some Cleaves in my deck. I don't think this matchup's very winnable, or we just have to attack them. Feels real bad. I don't know. It's obviously nothing 0%, but just have to work way harder than we otherwise would if we just, like, had cards we could draw that kill them. Yeah, maybe Cleave's better than something else on the board, too. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to start with 2 in the main and see how it goes. I'm not going to fundamentally change the deck from the submission to the Mythic Championship deck list, because obviously the person that submitted it had reasons for their choices. Just, again, looking to identify holes and then make changes that address, like, this is a good example of how to identify a problem and then make a change with a specific goal of addressing that problem. So, problem, can't attack through cats. Solution, play Embercleave. That's how you should approach tuning decks. You shouldn't just add cards at random. You should play some games and get a feel for them and figure out, okay, what issues do I feel like I'm having, and are there cards I can play that specifically address those issues that I'm experiencing? I think I need to hold up Stomp here against turn 1. Temple. Guess we'll have to find out how our flash matchup is. I'm actually just going to play a 4-3 out here. Yeah, Cleave's great in general. I don't think enough people are playing Cleave in the red decks. Like, there are a lot of people who, they're playing, like, the traditional Flash with, like, Cutthroat and stuff. Makes me a little bit sad that I played out Bonecrusher. I feel like if you're not playing Lovestruck Beast, you probably don't have enough adventure cards to play Innkeeper, and you probably want to just play the build similar to what was played at the Mythic Championship. Well, that resolves. That's great. Deal. What is in their hands? Have like a bunch of 4-drops? Sure. Kick that one right back up there. Smack him for 4. I unfortunately can't play these out this turn now, but I think that's fine. Just want to like set them back here. We've reached the point where like we're easily double spelling. Maybe I'm supposed to just play a 1/4 flyer there actually. Just to like keep double spelling. Yeah, I think it's possible I'm supposed to have played a 1/4 there, for sure. Especially with 3 of these now. Go. Ooh, they had an ambusher animation too. Whee! Alright, so Aether Gust is great here. These cleaves actually aren't very good, huh? I think those are a cut. I probably don't need Fae of Wishes. Let's try this. People are trying to draw some parallels between this and the list from the Mythic Championship. I do think this list is likely a little bit better against these flash decks just because we have more tools that are lower to the ground. Which is ideal. Will do, Spiral. Doing all right, Packers fan. Still a little bit of a cold, but feeling much better than I have the past few days. This is super reasonable. Innkeeper on 1, Fae of Wishes on 2, draw a card. My mouth is almost back to normal after starting my new Invisalign tray. Well, a little bit sore, but not too bad. Two-mana spell here is actually pretty decent because it means I get to go this into tapped land plus that. Innkeeper triggers on cast, so even if they counter this, I get to draw a card here. I think this is 6. 6 sounds right. Yeah, it's definitely 6. 6 of 29. Hey, Boutique Bar. Thanks for the 3 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, this game should be pretty over at this point. Nice, Mojo. Yeah, it's hard to see physically how things have moved, but like from like my first, second, and third tray till now, it comes on and off easier from one of my teeth that was real crooked. Yeah, if it all goes well, I'll probably tweet. I'll almost certainly tweet before and after pictures. I'm sure they like that sort of stuff. We'll tweet the before and after pictures and hit them up for a sponsorship. Be like, so Invisalign. Bottom this one. I think I want both ram creatures here. Listen, I gotta try and recoup some of the cost here, chat. Even with my good health insurance, the Invisalign cost me $3,500 bucks. So we're gonna try and leverage that for what we can. This stupid deck. I think I actually want to play Brazen Borrower this turn rather than Ramp, because I want to get my card drawn ASAP before they kill my thing. Yeah, whatever my supplemental dental is. The dental that we pay for has a yearly maximum of like $1,200 bucks. So it got used up. Tax write-off for entertainment teeth. You know, I should see if I can. I'm not a tax lawyer. I'm not a tax accountant. I don't know if that's finagleable. It's definitely relevant to my job. So instead of getting myself proper addiction treatment, I'll instead be a good addict and spend the rest of my money here. I need the next bit badge. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate that. Speaking of the next bit badge, the 25k bit badge is actually the only badge I don't have an emote at right now. So if you have any ideas for fun things that we could put for emotes at that level, be sure to forward them my way and I can have my guy maybe draft something up. Hey, T-Banks, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. You can write off almost anything. It's just a matter of if the IRS agent agrees when you get audited.
I'm gone for now, but not forever.
Oh, the opponent's actually playing the archetype we're going to be playing next, it looks like. Obviously, probably a different deck list, but we're going to play an Abzan Doom deck up next today. All right, so we're just gonna pass here. So that way this Doom goes away next turn. Does that mean I need the next badge too? There is a golden whale emote at the crown. The crowns do have golden whales. I am saying there is a whale with there is a whale with a dollar sign coming out of him. A super quick, no legal advice here. Scan says there's a non-frivolous argument you can make to deduct it. Stop talking about it. All right, I think we're just doing this. I don't know what we're getting it. Oh, we're getting Escape the Wilds, right? We're just like gonna get our draw 5. Yeah, let's just get our draw 5. Sick. Whee! All right. right, so what am I doing? I get 2 land drops here, right? Who are we bone crushing? Do we just, like, crush the goose? The dancer wrote off her breast implants, which the IRS agreed were deductible because it constituted a part of her stagecraft. Do I kill the tutu or the goose? Probably the sustained food source. We could just we could make a gold jester. We could do that. It's an easy one. Gold eating jester. Would tier 3 sub if Jeff got implants? I don't know that we're going there. All right. So these 2 I need to cast next turn. Otherwise I lose them. This deck's really neat. I'm actually kind of curious to play the Mythic Championship deck list with Hydroid Crisis in this deck. I like what this archetype's doing. I don't have an opinion on whether or not this is better or worse than like what the MC person played. All right, so let's do this to start. I have 7 mana available. What do I want to do with my 7 mana? Oh, she is on 5, isn't she? Yeah, I have a lot of cards in exile. Huh? All right, let's do this. Let's just mind control this. So I'm going to lose Beanstalk Giant, but that's fine. Because I get to grab this, which then exiles this. So that seems like a good exchange for me. You felt like it was bad against the Cat Oven decks. Okay, I believe that. All right, and then do I hold this Temple to discard the Fae of Wishes or not? So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be 12 mana. I'm going to play this out because 12 mana means I can go 7, 2, 3 next turn. Bonecrusher is fine to keep there as well.
This will be child. You're not well. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Oh, I gotta lose my Kaya here? That's sad. Just hoping to gain some life with her. Well, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff here, right? So let's just, like, play it all out. I think we're definitely on the play through the Kaya plan. Or play through the Doom Foretold plan. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Thursday. I might have neglected shoveling my entire driveway. I, like, shoveled a path up my sidewalk to my front door so, like, people could deliver packages and not die on my property. But I'm definitely waiting for it to get above freezing and just melt the snow. Been creeping long before you streaming. Super happy with how far you've come along. Thanks for the half a year, Bakers. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. Man, are we dead? I feel pretty dead.
Was that dear to you? Now it's dearly to me.
Is there anything to Fae for? Not really. Brazen Borrower's not terrible. It keeps Kaya from ulting. The problem is these Dooms are just going to eat me alive. Maybe I can just kill some of their stuff here and like play enough things out from over here that like they eventually lose their stuff. Maybe I should have kept the Beanstalk Giant. Might be able to push them into a corner. So they lose 2 things here. So I assume they'll sack the food, bring the cat back, draw a card. Dance is blue-white, so the opponent's deck doesn't usually play Dance. God, we're just so close to dead. This Oath of Kaya is quickly lethal. And Oath also gives them another freebie to sack to Doom. Their deck's a lot better at feeding Doom on the table than we are, obviously. It's why their deck's built around it. Yep. I assume this is killing my Bonecrusher Giant. Yep.
I can get rid of anything, living or dead. Good for you. I'll be back. Just you wait.
I really need a draw 5 here. God, I take 2 to do this too. And these lose me a life as well, right? Yeah, we're super dead. I don't, and like, this is the problem with this style of deck in best of 3. Like, I don't have a sideboard. I have 3 Aether Gust that don't even seem very good here. So I'm just like clicking submit. So like my deck's not getting better post board and theirs is likely getting better post board. Feels rough. Cleave would have been great there at any point. There was a point where Cleave plus Giant could have stolen us the game. Well, Return to Nature stays in the board so we can grab it, chat. So the cards that seem good in the sideboard are in our deck game 1. As a heads up, something I should be saying, I am going to be off tomorrow afternoon. So I'm planning to do 2 Pioneer decks tomorrow morning. But tomorrow afternoon, there's a Christmas party at Jake's kindergarten, so I'm going to that. Have all the parents come in for an hour or so in the afternoon to hang out. So I'm going to go be a good dad and take the afternoon off. It's a shame there's not red mana in here. Yeah, that seems fine. This bottom beast, I think so. In. Yeah, I agree, Luna Hero. And like losing those percentage points that you otherwise have, like basically your worst post board in every matchup because your deck doesn't meaningfully change and theirs does. So your win percentage always goes down in games 2 and 3, and there's more games 2 and 3 than anything else, right? This was an absurd draw. Yeah, maybe cleaving the board could be okay. They have Doom Foretold here. It eats my Lucky Clover, which kind of sucks, but that's what it is. Wow, straight nothing here is kind of absurd for us. We'd like to find 2 untapped lands here. In for that for later. Next turn I get to Clover, and then like Borrower, eat a bunch of food, and Bonecrusher Giant, crush a bunch of stuff. So. Did your opponent see the cards you've exiled? Yes. I don't know what they kept there. Yeah, I don't know. The more I play this, the more I'm kind of feeling like not having Hydrate Crisis in my deck full of ramp is a bit of a miss. Grace is just like such an incredible catch-up, go over the top card. I wouldn't be surprised maybe these Lovestruck Beasts and the Innkeepers are like more ideal against the flash decks. Because like getting on the board is really important against the flash deck. I don't know. If you give up Fae, you lose the whole adventure thing, and then at that point you're just a different deck. I think Hydrate Crease is the best payoff in Pioneer as well. I don't know if you really need a Hydrate Crisis in Pioneer. I feel like 5 mana Nissa just ends games fast enough most of the time. That's just like not necessary. If that makes sense. It's quite possible I was just supposed to eat their food there with Brazen Borrower. I don't really love the Jeskai Fires deck. I think the Jeskai Fires deck is very bad against the Flash decks, and I also think its gameplay is pretty dry. I could have borrowed it while they were tapped out, Prime, is what I meant. So obviously they can sack the food in response, but I could do it while they're tapped out. So the problem, Hero, is that with Lucky Clover, you're like getting lots of stuff out of your sideboard with the wishes frequently. So like splitting the difference isn't really appealing. So in like a more typical Fae of Wishes deck, I'd be like, yeah, just like only have a 5 or 6 card wish package. But here, like, that's less something that's good to do. It's just not good enough at this point, right? It's like need card advantage. We'll end step, bounce 2 things here. We're like hoping to draw. We're hoping to draw a Fae of Wishes or a what's it called? Draw 5 at this point. Escape, yeah, that's the one. Giant would also be okay-ish to get set up for bigger plays later, but notably here, I targeted the creature with the fake borrower, and the original borrower targeted the Doom. So this way, this still resolves, so I still get my 3-1. If I do that in the inverse order, they sack their 2-3, and then I am very sad. Yeah, like, imagine if this is a Hydroid Crisis here, huh? I'd get a 4-4 and I'd draw 2 cards. But, like, it's not. It's an Edgewall Innkeeper, so it's just, like, very sad. I think I'm sacking Brazen Borrower this turn, so that way if I draw an adventure card, I can cantrip it with Innkeeper. Is the goal here. Would love to draw like Bonecrusher, or again, our Escape the Wilds, or another land. And again, like, this is part of the problem. Like, this deck's built as a ramp deck, and we don't have a payoff for our ramp the way it's constructed, really. Like, we don't have Hydroid Crisis. We don't have as many payoffs, is more accurate. I think I sacked the Innkeeper before the Lucky Clover. Never mind. JK, LOL. Yeah, I agree, Dylan. It's hard to leverage all of our mana when, like, we're wishing for an X spell, and then, like, that X spell has to, what's what I'm searching for? That X spell has to have -4 off of it to, like, wish for it that same turn. And, like, we're not just dead because we have some good big draws out of our deck, so we're going to keep playing, but we have fewer big draws than, like, if we had Hydroid Crisis. You can always answer the question to what does it look like that we're playing next by checking out the deck queue on my website. And I'm not just saying that to plug the website. I'm also saying that because I don't remember exactly what the deck list looks like, so you should reference it. Yeah, I mean, like, it feels bad to flood, but, like, when you look at this deck list and look at the number of mana sources in it, this is a deck that's built to flood out. And, like, the way you mitigate that, generally speaking, is by playing more payoffs. And, like, this deck isn't playing as many payoffs as it possibly could be playing, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day with this list. I think what this archetype is doing seems very interesting. I think Embercleave seems very good in it. I think not playing Hydroid Crisis is some hot nonsense. So I think looking at this deck list compared to the list that was played at the Mythic Championship, I would be interested to play the list from the Mythic Championship and see how it fares, but this one felt like it just didn't quite have enough payoffs for all the mana that it was generating. Escape to the Wild continues to be one of my favorite cards, and I really hope. Oh, let's get out. I'm sad I didn't do this beforehand. We're gonna play more of this card eventually. I really like this card in general. This is a card that I'm gonna look to explore when Theros releases as well and Standard changes again. But this deck overall felt like it just didn't quite have enough payoffs for the mana that it was generating, in my opinion. All right, so speaking of Abzan Doom, a couple people are asking about the deck list. We are going to be diving in to this variation of Abzan Doom up next. I'm going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll. I get the deck list updated everywhere. We'll be back in a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.